What I missed?
Everything.
Hey, did we already do the whole sponsorship thing?
Yes, we did.
Sir, we like the Jeffersons. Now, for those of you who are under 30 don't know what the Jeffersons are, it was a black couple who started making money. All right. Hello, so how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Am phenomenal. Cannot
Mhm.
For the record, I haven't looked at any of the production notes, so I never do. But having said that, let's go ahead and get this party cracking. Go ahead and give my what you call that disclaimer. There you go. Yes, I will piss somebody off today. That's just how this roll. That's just what I do. But do
You
not.
started off with me already, but go
Yeah, that
ahead.
part. Yeah. Oh, you gonna be real mad today. Woo! You better go buckle up.
Um,
So whatever you do not take it out on Soul. If you have a problem, come after the big boy, and we can talk about this like whatever you is in the man. Having said that, what?
I'm
DJs,
good.
you don't know. DJs, you don't know who is what. You just gotta say that. And I ain't learning all them damn pronouns, so fuck it. So, yo, what's today's topic?
Today's topic, if you're a wife and you make more money than your husband, should you be submissive?
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes, yes,
I
you
knew you'd say
should.
that. Go ahead.
Without question, without hesitation, yes. And because you're the only cute thing on this line, I'm gonna have to pick on you. I'm gonna have to pick on you because I got questions. Uncle Warren has questions. If you're married and you say to your husband, "Hey, honey, I don't want to paint the room green. I want it to be beige," and he says, "Yes, ma'am," is he being submissive?
He's being
Think about that.
agreeable.
Look at that. They're really like, oh my God, what? Is he being submissive? I'm just curious.
He's being agreeable.
Agreeable. Oh, it's agreeable. Okay. Now, since you want to go with the agreeable, see, that's what I like about smart black women. Y'all like, how do I turn this to make it make sense? Because I know he coming for me. So if a dude says, "Hey, honey, I am hungry. Please make me something to eat," is she being submissive?
It depends on who cooks better.
Stop. Just answer the question. Is she being submissive?
She's being submissive, yeah, but
Oh,
submissive is
she's
like
not being agreeable. She's being submissive.
submissive has a lot of synonyms.
Child, they got a lot of everything. And so what it really has is how you interpret it and your point of view. What it really has is how modern society has destroyed the current family. That's what it really has, because it gets way deeper than that. If you tell your husband, "Honey, please be home by 8," and he says, "Okay," is he being submissive? See, you see how it is? When the dude is being agreeable, it's hard to say, yeah, because I'm going to turn it around and then ask you about what the woman is doing. You follow what I'm saying? And you don't want to say, because you're one of those smart black women who've had a whole lot of arguments. You like, I know when I'm being set up, I ain't going to let him get me with this one. So I'm going to do what they do in Congress. I don't know if you watched any of the Congress stuff. They're like, did Donald Trump win the election? Did Joe Biden win the election? Like, well, the census, according to our government, just say yes and no, because they don't want to get caught up in the truth. You follow what I'm saying? So it's all in how you present it. If you want to destroy the family and then you say, whenever he says okay, because he's supposed to, because he's a good man, he was raised right. Whenever she says yes, she's being submissive. You follow what I'm saying? So the answer is yes, but it's all perception. It's perceived as her being submissive when she is agreeable, and it's just agreeable when he's being agreeable. So let me break this down to educate everybody who might ever see this video. Submissive is one of those terms that is put in there by those, it's me time or whatever the new category is. It's you are being submissive to an ideology. Now, when you're submissive to an ideology, you have to understand your ideology. So you're both being submissive. If you're a smart man, you're being submissive to yourself, because what you've done is said, honey, these are the parameters of our marriage. This is what we do. This is our understanding. And then you submit to that understanding. Ladies, you have a problem when a man gives you parameters and step outside those parameters. You don't need to wait 5 or 6 years to know that your marriage is in trouble. You follow what I'm saying? I've watched and counseled a lot of married people, and they're like, every day at 5 p.m. we have Bible study together. And I'm like, that's great. And then you talk to the wife and says, he doesn't want to have Bible study anymore. Your marriage is in trouble. Every morning we get up, we pray together. Oh, he doesn't want to pray with me anymore. Your marriage is in trouble. So if you have a husband, let's say you guys had a problem and he was a recovering alcoholic and you agreed that, hey, you won't go to bars anymore, right? And so the husband then says, and I'm going to the bar with Jeffrey. No, you're not, right? See, we've used terms like, oh, you're henpecked. Who's the man of the house? You're henpecked. If you want to go to a bar, you should tell her you're going, yeah, you're going to the bar. No, he's already agreed with her. See, it goes back to all these conversations we've had previously.
Okay, let me interject real quick. You know, we've known each other a long time. We've known each other for 10 years. And it's not that I'm disagreeing against you or I'm agreeing with you. There's a lot of nuances to this topic, but both of us have a firm respect of the Bible. In fact, I want to share this to everyone. Uncle Warren's such a sweetheart. We've been friends for over 10 years. And to this day, he sends me a Bible verse every single morning for 10 years. Okay. And that tells me that's someone who cares. That's someone who's respectful. And, he believes in the Bible. And the Bible, for those that, trust it as God's word, they understand that it's meant for an instruction in your life, and rules and,
but you understand how
that. No. In the Bible, it talks about, the husband being the head, and, for the most part, I agree with that. But you only come into these problems if you're misaligned from the beginning. These are things you need to talk about while you're dating.
So what you're saying is accurate, but when you say only come into these problems from that's not, you're going to have the problems, but you make a very, very good point. And here's what I love about when you went by accident, because you just went ahead and summed it all up, right? A lot of, when we talk about submissive, where that comes from, exactly what you're saying, the Bible, should a man be submissive? So if you guys are out here and you were a man when you started and she was a woman and you're transgender and you're atheist and all that shit, then that whole submissive conversation is BS, because there's no structure. You're not following the structure. When we're talking about being submissive, we're talking about what is biblical, right? That's where it comes from. Now, let me explain and break that down for people who really don't understand, right? So if in fact you have a wife who makes more money, right? The Bible isn't asking about who makes more money, who should pay the bill. When it talks about submissive, you come together, to your point, with the covenant and an understanding, right? And it's saying, women, submit to a man who is submitting to me. Hear that again. Submit to a man who is submitting to me. So if you submit to a fool, that's your problem. If you're unequally yoked, you're like, do I submit to him? If you're a Christian and he's atheist, then he doesn't believe that anyway. How are you submitting to a fool? If you're submitting to someone saying, baby, we low on money, I need you to prostitute yourself a little bit to get your cheese up. See that you looking like that, but that has and does happen. You follow what I'm saying? that's a problem. So should you submit? The answer is yes, because you have a family structure. At some point, there will be a point where we can't come to an agreement. And now I understand that you're being led by the same God we serve, and you're submitting to him. I'm submitting to you. So when I say absolutely, you're submitting to the right man. Should you submit to a fool? No. But if you marry a fool, that's your problem. You follow what I'm saying? So men running around with no structure, no God, no direction, going, I'm the man of the house. No, that's not how that works, bro.
I got a point here. As far as talking about, Christians and the Bible and all of that, I've been baptized 3 different times, 3 different religions. That's another long story. But no, listen. My parents are Jehovah's Witnesses, and let me finish. That's where I learned a lot about the Bible, because they have a deep respect of the Bible. And as far you said unevenly yoked. So to me, that means marrying somebody who's not the same religion as you. As Jehovah's Witness, if you marry someone who's not a Jehovah's Witness, they still tell you to submit to your husband, even if he is not of the same faith.
That's what it says.
Yes. And anyway, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, but I'm saying that makes sense. Your Bible says, if you're a Jehovah's Witness, it says if you marry an idiot, then you submit yourself to the idiot. But it should also in there saying, I haven't read the Jehovah's Witness Bible. You got me.
Anyway, go ahead.
I've been baptized 3 times. I don't know. You got me on that. But it probably first says don't do it. You follow what I'm saying? Before it says to submit, it probably says don't do it. What it probably says is you convert after you've been married already, right? Then submit to your husband. You put yourself here, and hopefully by your example, he will convert as well. So again, you would be the expert, but I would lay dollars to donuts.
Actually, what exactly happened in my family. My mom is married to my stepfather. They've been married for almost 40 years now. When they got married, neither one of them were really practicing anything. So I learned about Catholicism because that's what my stepfather did. And, my grandma would pray the rosary with me. Anyways, the point is, my mom decided she wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness again. And at first, my stepdad didn't really want to go along with it. But after years, he actually became a Jehovah's Witness, and he's an elder. But even before he did that, she always submitted to him and showed him respect. Go ahead. You're allowed.
No, I'm just saying. He was like, hell, Jehovah's Witness? Oh, no. No pork and no white women. No, let me stop. I'm joking. I don't. That's a joke.
Pork. I was going to say
I'm just being super funny. And so here is now, I don't mean to get super religious, right? And so go ahead and be mad at me if you want. What you believe from a religious standpoint really comes down to what region you were born in, what household you were raised in, right? And when you get to college, it's like, wait a minute, you mean there's more than just Christians? You follow what I'm saying? Because, grow up, but most of these religions who although they have different titles, most of them serve the same God. They call them different names. You got Allah, Jehovah, and you follow what I'm saying? And so a friend of mine, she goes with the Creator. I like that because it kills everything else. You follow what I'm saying? So, but most of those say the same thing, right? We have a hierarchy, right? And so let me tell you a story that makes sense. My brother called me once, and he's going to kill me because, picking on you. It's your fault, bro. You should have been born in the same family. So, he and his wife called me and said, hey, we're having this issue. I'm the man. I want to do the finances. She wants to do the finances. Will you please tell her? And both of them are super Christians, right? I ain't going to go to it again, but you know what I'm saying. They wake up. Everything is like, thank God they drink water. Lord God, thank you for this water today. Don't get me wrong. I'm Christian, but there are levels to this, right? Some of them been baptized 3 times. Like, I'm just saying. But they were like, so basically he's like, will you tell her that I'm the man and I do the finances? And I said, bro, look, let's say that you were 5 feet and your wife is 7 feet. You guys bring home the groceries, and they're groceries that fit on the top shelf, right? you have groceries to fit on the bottom shelf because you're the man. Do you have to be the one to put them on the top shelf? Because that's what the man does, right? And he's like, well, no, you probably give them to your wife who was 7 feet and say, baby, without a ladder, without a chair, without danger, could you just sit this on the top shelf? Because that's make common sense. Now, what he missed in that whole thing is you're still the head of the household. You're still the man. You're just making the best decision for the family. And the best decision in that moment was the taller person puts the food on the top shelf. This ain't hard. You follow what I'm saying? So just because she's 7 foot doesn't make her the head of the household. You agree? And just because she makes more money doesn't make her the head of the household. Would you agree? So what I told him is, bruh, you are horrible with finances. I've done your finances. No, she is great. She manages budgets well. As the head of the household, what you should do is say, honey, you're better with money than I am. Here is the checkbook. For you kids don't know what a checkbook is. That's that thing we used to write checks. Long story. But yeah, so my point is, we say all these things. We talk about submitting, and we talk about who makes the most, and we don't even understand what it means. So if you, to your point, have the right covenant, if you started at the same place and you're in agreement, when you have these discussions and she comes to you and says, honey, we can't afford the new Mercedes that you want based on me doing the budgets, he looks and says, you made the right decision for the family, right?
Okay, wait. We got to get to some comments, but I got one question for you. It goes along with what you're saying as far as people playing to their strengths. You mentioned the 7 foot tall wife and the husband. You know, she should put the groceries on the high rack because she's tall. So that's why I asked you, when you asked me if the husband said, hey, I'm hungry, you don't cook dinner. I asked you, who's the better cook?
Well,
so the better cook should cook.
Carry me. If I'm asking you to cook, obviously it's
you. He said he was hungry. He wasn't asking you to cook. He wasn't.
No. So hear what I'm saying. If he's 7 foot, he wouldn't ask her to put the shelf on the stuff on the shelf. I know men who won't let their wives in the kitchen. I know men who enjoy cooking. So when he wants to cook, he gets in there and he's like, oh yeah, today I'm gonna make me some of the blah, blah, right? If he's asking his wife to cook, it's because she's a better cook. Because that's what she does. You follow what I'm saying? Exactly. So that was one of those whole thing. Everything, if you listen to me, it's all common sense. The whole 7 foot, common sense. You follow what I'm saying? Better cook, common sense. The better budgeting, common sense. But you're not relinquishing your disposition and position as the head of the household because you let the smarter or the better budgeting person do the budget, right? If you and your wife got together and you guys were both making 70,000, she got a promotion, now she's making 210, like beautiful. And she says, honey, I want a bigger house. Great. She's going to pay more of the bills because she makes more money. That doesn't mean that when you have the next discussion where she says, I want Jim to go to this school over here, and you like, they have a horrible math program and they got violence issues. I want Jim to go over here where he's going to get a better education. I know that means I got to get up earlier to take him to school, but that's what I'm going to do. You guys have the discussion. Now, if she disagrees, I don't know, honey. I don't know. I like the little clothes they wear. I like their uniform. And now you guys can't come together, right? You're now submitting to a man who you know has the best interests of and you guys are on the same page. And when he says, I respect that, I heard what you had to say, he's going to this other school. End of it. So that's what the head of the household thing.
I got to interject. We got to get to our audience.
Go ahead. Talk to.
So say hi to Chris. He's been our #1 audience member since the beginning.
Number one.
He was the one that wanted to whip his friend's ass.
Yeah. No, he didn't want to. He did.
Oh, yeah, he did. I sang corrected.
Whip that. He didn't whip his ass? Well, he should have. Go back.
All right, here we go. There we go. Yes. Okay.
Use that thing. You're the moderator.
I can't. Hold on. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. The screen is full. Don't make me put on my glasses. Stop.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Chris. Chris says she better be submissive. We
Talk to
don't
her,
know what
Chris.
that was in reference to at what point in the conversation.
Well, but the bottom line was she better be submissive. But she can't marry Chris. If you ain't gonna be submissive, you can't marry Chris. And Chris gonna tell her straight up, "You want this ring, honey? Will you marry me?" When she say yes, and some things that come with that. Submission is one of them. Y'all need to have the right definition of submission.
Hey,
And
all right. Oh, we got another. This is a long comment from
go
Stewie Jacks. I think submission is a dated concept. Whoever knows more about a topic should make the final call, and consensus when possible.
So now I got to ask. You said Stewie Jack.
Mm.
Stewie Jack. What happens when you're in an impasse? What happens when you guys simply disagree and consensus isn't possible? We don't send John to school. What happens then? So in every organization, in every corporation, at some point, there has to be a head. That's why there's the instruction, right? It doesn't mean when you say it's an outdated concept, it's an outdated application. Some people, some dudes are like consensus, this means that I tell you what to do. When submission, woman, do this, woman, no, that's not what it is. And the reason you know that is that the Bible, since we're going that route, tells you how to treat your wife. So a man is going to do what the Bible says, and you submit to that man, we ain't got no problem. But fact, women are more emotional. And if a woman is making an emotional decision, and now we're like at this impasse, you've submitted to the husband, you've agreed to allow him to be the CEO of your life. That's how that works. In good corporations, the CEO lets the CFO do their thing, lets the VPs do their thing. And it only gets to his desk when there is an impasse and he has to make decision. Somebody has to make the final decision. So I'm about to go into something deep, but you got some more questions before I go there?
Yes, we do. We got different. One person said define submissive. I think we've done that. So we have Diane Lane. I think that's your friend, Uncle Warren. Hold on, here's what she said. We've been friends for nearly 40 years, and he never sends me anything. You special. That's in reference to the Bible verses you sent me.
So that means that we've been friends since I was 0. I'm not getting into that. But having said that, the way this came about, and again, because Auntie D's understands who and how I am, one day you said, hey, what are you doing? I said, I was like, my daily Bible verse. And he was like, hey, send that to me. Send it to you every day. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So everyone who knows me understands that I'm a man of my word. I do what I say I'm going to do. Now, there was a stretch. You might not remember this, but see, and this is how marriages work. This is communication. There was a stretch where I stopped. And you said to me, hey, I noticed about a month later, you stopped sending me Bible verses. And I said, you stopped saying thank you. Do you remember that? So because I'm like, are you even reading them? Do you appreciate it? You can't have a man not be appreciated. But if we were married, right, then you have a conversation. Hey, honey, you stopped doing what you said you would do. Hey, baby, you stopped doing what you said you would do. And you apologized and said, okay, I will demonstrate that I appreciate it. And I said, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. But because that routine was broken, we knew there was a problem. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I was submissive and started sending them all over again.
Oh, you were submissive. Okay.
It all depends on how you define the word, right? I mean, how do you define the word? You follow what I'm saying? So I'm about to get into some submission that all y'all ain't gonna like. But go ahead.
2 minutes.
All right.
You might have to make this a 2-part episode. But okay.
You said I wasn't restricted to 30 minutes no more, so don't be telling me I got 2 minutes. Woo! Anyway.
That's for next week's episode.
Whatever.
Actually, no, you're right. My bad. I did say we could make this longer. No, what?
Say I'm right again. I got it. Say it again. Say you're right. Woo! So back to what I was saying. So when you have agreements and you have understanding, you've told your husband, hey, you know what? When I hang out with Sheila, I make bad decisions. Or when I drink that dark liquor, I make bad decisions. And then you come to your husband and say, hey, Sheila is having a bad time. She just broke up with boyfriend number 87 and she is in her feelings. She wants to go out to the club and to get her mind off of it. And then I say, no. Like, wait, no. When did you become insecure? I'm not insecure, but you told me you make bad decisions when you're with Sheila. Sheila just her some dick. Sheila might be trying to go get her some more dick. And when she's out there, Sheila's dick might have a friend. So Sheila might be like, you ain't got to do nothing. I just want to go get some dick and y'all can be in the next room talking while I'm over here. And so now Sheila has you in a hotel room, a married woman talking to this dude's friend so she can go get her some penis. And you were like, now that I think about it, that was a bad decision because you constantly made bad decisions and Sheila doesn't respect you enough not to put you in that bad decision. So I'm going to save you from having to apologize to me later and say, no, you're not going to do that. Or we're hanging out and you want some brown liquor and it makes you act the fucking fool. But what you mean? Stop. You acknowledge this makes you act the fool. I don't need you acting fool with me. I need you to be this beautiful queen on my right arm. So no, let's get you some light liquor. And so at that point, because you know that I'm trying to protect you, right? You understand that's my job. I'm trying to provide for your emotional stability and all that kind of stuff we talked about before. See, now the thing that you need to know is that I always have your best interest at heart. I'm your husband. So when I put my foot down, you submit for that reason. And it's the thing I was asking you earlier, the trick bag you tried not to get into when I'm like, hey, the dude was a reforming alcoholic. You have an agreement that he doesn't go in any more bars. He said, I'm going to the bar with JJ. And you say, no, you're not. You follow what I'm saying? Because he's already told you.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Go ahead. We good. Talk to me.
Yeah, we're good. We fuss and fight, but we still stay friends. So we have Chris Hunter, laugh out loud, no pork, no white women. Chris is a fool. Okay, we got Zorro. I submit to my woman if it needs for sure. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So and I'm being humorous to a degree when I use the term submit because it's all in how you use it, right? So submission is, by the way that it should be used, it's an equal thing. Ultimately, so Carlton, who I forgot to send him this thing, my barber, might not be listening. He's another super Christian. He's going to love this. Ultimately, everybody is submitting to whoever their God is. That's what you're submitting to. So if God said, hey, it's me, it's the husband, it's the wife, it's the kids, you follow what I'm saying. Now we're great. So when you talk about submission, I understand where women are agitated going, I told him to do something, or I asked him to do something. His mother told him to do something. He did what his mom said, right? Who do you submit to? You follow what I'm saying? If we're being biblical, you submit to your husband or your wife, because that Bible, all three of them that you got baptized under, say, when you're married, forsake all others. You follow what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So that submission is bilateral, but the term is used divisively. And that's all it means. When you get married, if you married correctly, you should marry a man whom you're okay with having the final say-so when there is discord or disagreement. Lock it up. There you go. We solved the puzzle. There you go. Did you hear what I said?
I heard what you said. Everybody heard what you
so
said.
I can make sure I know you got it.
Huh?
That part. So women.
No, I got it.
I'll repeat it for you. Women, when you marry, make sure you marry a man to whom you're comfortable allowing having the final decision when there's discord or disagreement. If you have a good marriage, that should not be all the time. But there will be times when that man needs to protect you from yourself.
Yeah.
And if you don't submit, now you have a mess because you make mistakes and then you come and you want to apologize and say, oh my God, please forgive me. Well, had you simply followed good counsel or had submitted, will he give you the right information if he's following the right source? You follow what I'm saying? So this isn't that hard. We're all submitting. If you hear this thing and it's true, but they only give you one side of it. Happy wife, happy life. That means on the stuff that doesn't matter, just submit. Honey, I want beige. Yes, ma'am. Honey, I want tacos today. I was hoping for burgers, but yes, ma'am. Honey, I want to go to the Caribbean. I was hoping to go to Florida, but yes, ma'am. So all of that is submission because I just want you to be happy. But when she said, hey, honey, I want to go out with Sheila in this ultra mini skirt around a place where they got loud music, drugs, and alcohol and act like a single woman, and you say no, you're putting your foot down. And she can be unhappy if she wants to, but in the morning, if you married right men, if you married right woman, she'll come to you and say, I was having a moment. Thank you for keeping me straight. Thank you for being the man I married, making the right decision. I appreciate.
I have a question, but before I ask my question, I wanted to have some more audience comments. We have Chris, women confuse making money with power and submission. And then he said, what's up, Unc? Okay. Then we have NVH 2017. I can't believe I agree with everything Crazy is saying tonight. All right.
Somebody is smart somewhere.
Then we got Stewie Jacks. You sleep on it. Educate yourself. Best logical stance wins the day. What do you think about that, Akor?
No, it's 1,000% correct. But sometimes the logics will still meet here. It doesn't matter how logical. I've been blessed to be around some of the most intelligent women on the planet, some of the most brilliant women. Auntie D is one of them. We talk all the time, right? We don't always agree. Right? I mean, you're smart. You and I don't always agree, right? Yeah, exactly. There comes a point where somebody has to make the final decision. So he is 1,000% correct. And like I told my brother, yeah, you can be the head of the household. What you do is you designate, hey, wife, since you budget better, you do the finances because I'm doing what's right for the household, was right for the family. But it doesn't matter. No formula is going to be perfect. There's going to be times. And so in my experience in my life, it's usually an emotional decision. A woman comes to me one day and says, today, 2 + 2 = 5. And I have to massage her through that. You follow what I'm saying? And no matter what I say, it's too. So now that I've had the conversation, I've heard you out. I've been empathetic to your position, and you know that I understand what you're trying to say. I make a decision, and my decision is 2 + 2 still = 4, honey. Now let's get back to our life.
All right, I definitely agree with that. So Chris is really passionate about this topic. Chris, logic beats emotion every time. That's true. Let's see. No mini skirts unless it's role play in the house. That's also Chris. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that, Chris. And then
how am I supposed to meet women if they ain't got no mini skirts? What you say? Make me say hi.
I'd like to see you in a mini skirt, Uncle Warren.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'll never happen. You ain't in 2026. That won't even be role play. We don't even role play in a mini skirt. We ain't doing none of that.
Stewie Jacks, respectfully, marriage is a partnership. Respect is more important than submission.
Well, now we're acting as if they have to be separated, right? There is no more important. They go together. You can't submit to somebody whom you don't respect like that. So, I mean, you shouldn't marry somebody you don't respect. So absolutely, it's a partnership. But if who was that? Stewie Jack? Who was that?
Yes.
If Stewie Jack was paying attention, right? So Stewie Jack, what I said was at the end of the day, there has to be a CEO. So yes, let's have a respectful conversation. But in those rare times where we can't, where both of our logic is here, then we need to go ahead and have somebody make the decision. That takes away the discord. When you understand that, you still have peace. But if you have somebody who thinks submission means it's my way, oh, I'll say this, I'll do this, and there are a whole bunch of upset women who are Christian going, oh my God, he keeps making the dumbest decisions ever, and I gotta follow this fool. First, you married him, right?
Mhm.
Secondly, open your Bible and educate him on what this is. Go to counseling. Either go to your pastor, go to a therapist, and tell him what it is. There, most people don't understand, and I don't want to talk about religion because I'm a Christian. But I grew up in a church. Some people believe Jesus was white. Some people believe that people's running around saying the word Jesus. There wasn't no English back then. So I talk about Aramaic, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" It was King James. There was no King James. Like the folks don't know. They know what they were told, right?
Mhm.
I'm a nerd, so I had to read. Show me. And when you do the research, you find out that people are going off of what they were told, not what they've read or they studied. So if you study, right? And now, if you want to correct this, women, if you're having this problem, you want to correct this, just go to the thing that he says he governs himself by. Now, if you show him, if he says, I govern myself by this Bible, and you show him it's in the Bible, and then he says, well, today we ain't doing that, he's a hypocrite. Now you don't have to follow him. You follow what I'm saying? If he told you, follow me, I'm going to follow God. Once he stopped following God, you ain't got to follow him no more. This ain't that hard. But yes, respect and submission are all the same. The reason you allow your wife that much space to make those decisions because you respect her. When you don't respect your wife, you can tell the dudes who married a trophy wife and they don't respect her. Her job is just to stay cute and shut up. I'm just saying. And so in that case, that's not a partnership. That is, I just want somebody cute to have my baby, so my babies are cute, but you shut up and go shopping. And some women sign up for that. So obviously not all married, but we're talking about marriages where we marry for love, that type thing.
Exactly.
I'm so proud of myself. I think I gave shorter answers this week.
No, you didn't. We'll see in the editing room.
Yeah,
But
you edit your ass off. We're going to be good. Put some bleeps in there when you have to.
oh my goodness, I love
Hey,
you, Uncle Warren. I
I
really.
love me more.
You know what? Okay.
No, I mean, no, it's not.
Nope.
I mean,
I
I
have
love
the contract here. I think it's gonna get ripped up right now. Yeah, we got a sponsor and everything. I don't know what was. You might get an email.
Hey, you like my point? You like my point?
Your point, you said?
My plant, the plant. You like the
Oh,
plant?
the plant. Yeah, the
You
plant is nice, huh?
you complained about the background last week, and
No, I
everybody.
wasn't complaining about the background. I was saying there was too much
No,
head
no,
space. We couldn't
no.
see
You
your
said
face.
no. Here you go
Oh yeah, I
again.
said it was black. Yeah.
You women. See, there you go again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make the final. Let me stop.
All
Woo!
right. Well, we gotta get through the rest of these comments. Then we
All
gotta
right.
pay some bills. Then we gotta go. But here
Yeah.
we go.
We got a sponsor. We got a sponsor. Woo! Yeah.
And I gotta
Okay.
make sure I read his commercial right.
Oh,
So
he don't watch the show. He gonna be mad. Like I'm sponsoring that. That nigga crazy.
oh my goodness. Well,
Good.
this show, the subject actually goes great for the topic of the show. But okay, Chris, I will never lay next to a beautiful fool. My woman has to be smart.
I agree. And for someone who's been guilty of that multiple times, you're a smart man.
Mm. Stewie Jacks, good convo here, Soli, big ups. Stewie Jacks, we've known each other since high school. He's from Trinidad, and we were both brought up Jehovah's Witnesses. So I
Okay.
didn't
Well,
reveal
all right.
that when we were answering his question. I didn't want you to be biased or stigma.
No, I'm never biased. All I tell is the truth. if you get your feelings hurt, but if I've offended any of the Jehovah's Witness sensibilities, I apologize. Y'all
Disabilities.
eat. I said sensibilities.
Oh,
Eat,
okay.
eat all the pork you want. My bad.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, we
But no
got
white
go.
women. Go
What?
ahead. I said, but no white women. I'm joking. I'm joking. They got white Jehovah Witnesses. I'm joking. I'm joking. Go ahead. That's the Muslim. It was the Muhammad Ali movie.
Stop!
There you
Stop!
go. It
We're
was.
both gonna get canceled.
My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I never next. Go ahead. What was the last question? Or you got to do your commercial?
Laugh out loud. Oh no, Stewie just said we good. No, we got to do the commercial. Okay, here we go. So, thank you again, Kit Thomas CPA. Tonight's
Who?
episode. Kit
Who?
Thomas
You
CPA.
gotta say it. They can understand it. You gotta say Kit Thomas, so they can enunciate.
Well, I sent you
If
in
we
this
try
in the
to have
production
people
notes, and if
sponsor
you
us,
read
we
them,
gotta
you
make
could
sure
do the
they know we're gonna do
commercial.
it right.
Nobody hears what we're saying when we're both talking at the same time.
Just
I'm
stop.
listening. What were you saying?
No, you said enunciate Kit Thomas. Go ahead. I'm listening.
And you are correct. I will. Okay. Tonight's episode was sponsored by Kit Thomas CPA. Kit Thomas CPA helps individuals and business owners dealing with IRS debt, unified tax. Oh, where'd you go? Uncle Warren, stop this.
No,
Unified
I'm
tax.
like, go Kit. Go ahead, Kit. I'm dancing for Kit. Go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you. We appreciate it. Unified tax returns or payment plans they can no longer afford. For a limited time, the firm is accepting I didn't do three right, three qualified individuals for tax resolution assistance at no cost. So free. So use the referral link. I have it down at the bottom. It's pinned in the comments. It's
I
also
don't
in
see it.
my.
I see it now. Go ahead. I was looking for the pen. My bad. My bad. Don't pull my, I'm sorry, Kid. Kid, I apologize. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He's never
Go ahead.
gonna spam first again. No, okay. And then we got use your referral link provided with tonight's show to request information and to determine eligibility. So thank you again, Kit. Thank you to all of our audience for joining today. If you have a last minute question and we couldn't get to you, please go to our YouTube page. I'll send the info for that too, and just leave a
Yeah, why don't
comment.
you link the YouTube page too so they can see it?
What?
Hey guys, I'm just wondering, send a comment. Do you think we should go to YouTube or how we should do the YouTube thing? We open the suggestions because y'all know I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But y'all know what y'all like and how to consume. So all the suggestions are accepted. Go ahead, boo boo, what would you say? Uh-oh. My thing says that your camera went out. Did we lose contact? Did you hang up on me? So, did you hang up on me? It looked like she hung up.
I'm here. I was
Oh,
trying to copy the link for
oh, my
the
bad.
YouTube. Woo!
So, yeah.
All
The
right,
same
there's the
thing.
link.
All right. So, you pinned that too?
I don't think I can pin two things. Let me see.
It looks
Yes,
like
I
they both
can.
pinned.
See, it's
There you
learning.
go. Don't ever sell yourself short, girl. You can do anything you put your mind to.
And so can you. I believe in me. I believe in you. Okay,
Oh,
one last. And I mean it. So, one last thing before we go. Next week's topic is on mental health. We're bringing
what you What you
what?
trying to say? What you trying to say?
Well,
Are
she's
you
crazy.
insinuating something about me? What you trying to say? I ain't
Exactly.
stupid. You can slide that down. Okay, all right, okay. Are we doing that now? That's what we doing? That's what we do. Okay, go ahead. Finish. Go ahead. Say what you saying.
So the topic is on mental health. It's going to go over several different,
Invite
different
all
nuances.
y'all friends because y'all crazy. But go ahead. I'm listening.
First of all, that is offensive. Calling
It is.
someone.
And if you crazy and I offended you, then you crazy. Go ahead. I'm listening.
All
I'm
right.
on serious. Go ahead.
So we have Linda Meckler. She's a board certified behavior analyst. She will be joining the conversation. That doesn't mean we're getting rid of Uncle Warren. He will still be here. And he will have
Ain't
what?
crazy. Have to, you just want somebody who ain't crazy to have the crazy conversation.
I'm done. I'm really done.
Like you can't have crazy people talk about mental health. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know what? Everybody in this world is crazy. Is how you look at
My
it and
point.
your
Oh,
point of view.
it's just a matter of degree, right?
Hmm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off, boo. I'm
No,
sorry. Go ahead.
no, no. That's it. That's all.
All
What
right,
would
we
you
good.
like to say, Uncle Warren? I'm done.
No. So next week we're talking about mental health. It is a serious topic and conversation, and we will have somebody serious to talk about it. That won't be me, but we'll have a professional. That way, if y'all got real questions, you can talk about the you you can talk to a professional, but don't ask me no crazy questions.
Well, here's the thing. It's mental health. So it's not just mental illness.
No,
It's
I
all
got you.
aspect.
No,
Mhm.
I understand all of it.
Okay.
Bring our friends, all of them. We should like 100 people next week.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm done. Hope y'all have a
Ladies
great
and
day.
gentlemen, thank you for putting up with us. I've had a great time today, as I always do.
Me
And all
too.
the comments, keep them coming. You guys are great. And I think I behaved myself this week, and you're welcome. Have a beautiful week.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.
I'm out. Woo!